Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Redline Radio and home of our original studio. Now the home of Talking About Balls, the best show at Redline Radio. They have 2 convenient locations. East side, call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase.
Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the old home for Talking About Balls, state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience with taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, give Lisa a call today at 234-334-7547.
Voted #1 remote guest by all of America at Dynatech. Talking About Balls. We're here to tell you that Dynatech is the best. As testified by many satisfied customers, their diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how they measure success. Their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve a problem on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, other construction equipment. They stand behind their products with a warranty and customer service that keeps their customers satisfied and earns us the ranking of best in the industry. Dynatech. Contact Dynatech today, 161 Reeser Court, Elyria, 44035, or call 1-800-446-9001, or visit their website, dynatech.com.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like collecting NASCAR items?
No.
Give Pit Road Diecast a call today if you want to go and purchase those awesome looking cars to add to your collection. They specialize in all the current and past, living and dead, NASCAR diecast and or model car kits. For all of your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347, mention Redline Radio, and receive 10% off your first in-store purchase.
If you want to remember the good old days where you had internet to do your radio show, throw it on a t-shirt. Call Incredible Keepsakes. T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, you name it, Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. The official merchandise provider for Redline Radio LLC and all the show hosts. Call 440-242-9648 or go to their website, www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. As Diane would say, cherished moments are made to last forever.
Are you remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, need new windows?
Need a new desk for two show hosts?
I was just going to say that,
sorry.
but I'm so glad you beat me to it, because you know what? Wiggins Construction Home Improvement does everything you need them to do. Residential and or commercial. Give Will a call today, 440-731-7654. And of course, tell him that Team Redline sent you.
I talk a lot of smack here at Redline Radio, and you know what I'm not worried about? Getting some bad juju. That's karma. But you know what is great juju? The band Bad Juju. They're the official band of Redline Radio, covering all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book Bad Juju, call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
I'm going to jump ahead to this one because I love Ohio Wheelman Series. They race cars. They're quick. They're fast. I haven't watched them yet, but I did see a video last year when Dave was showing it on Facebook, and they look pretty fun. Premier Stock Car Racing Series in Northeast Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Redline Radio is a proud sponsor of the Wheelman Series. Remember, we are still looking for 2024 sponsors. No better way to get your company logo on some of the fastest cars in the state. Not to mention, local racers are some of the most loyal people when it comes to supporting our sponsors.
If you're throwing some old rickety chairs out the window and one of them happens to hit the sidewalk and you put a crack in it, call ACS, Affordable Concrete Solutions, LLC, to come by and check it out. Call today, 440-714-1987, or give them an email, affordableconcretesolutions.llc@gmail.com.
Is your car broken down? Can you not start it? Is it not running? Do you have a tire that's flat? Give Tuffy Auto Care a call today. It's more than just a slogan. At Tuffy, we stand behind our work and promise it'll be done right. Period. Or guess what? They're going to fix it for free. Tuffy is located at 649 Leona Street in Elyria, Ohio.
If you're looking to put on a Bob Marley album and not get arrested for the things you're doing while you're listening to it, you're going to want to go to Puff and Roll Vape and Smoke Shop. All legal all the time. Your one-stop shop for vaping, CBD, and Kratom in Elyria, Ohio. Your favorite local smoke shop located at 464 North Abbey Road. Contact them today at 440-444-4443, not 420. Ask for Dave or Dan when you mention Redline. You get 10% off your purchase.
It's going to be getting cold here shortly. We're coming off a very hot summer, but is your AC not currently working? Are you afraid your heat's not going to work when the weather turns cold? And I'm going to power through that one because that's what we do here. Give Sensible Solutions HVAC Services a call today, specializing in service, maintenance, repair, and installation. 440-985-8387.
That wasn't because Kyle couldn't read. It was because he was cold. He was shivering. So he's going to have to call and get his HVAC serviced. All Pro Freight Systems, large order freight shipping located in Northeast Ohio. One call hauls it all. All Pro Freight System located at 1200 Chester Industrial Parkway in Avon, Ohio. Ask for Matt, 440-933-2222. They can haul away your old chairs if you want to get rid of them. If you're interested in advertising with the station, get a hold of Dave at 440-503-0828. For all of our programming information, you can go to www.redlineradiolllc.com. Check out Redline Radio LLC on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Want to take Redline Radio on the go? Download the Redline Radio LLC app at the Google Play Store. Tonight, we're talking about the red-hot Cleveland Cavaliers.
We're going to update you on the NFL playoff scenarios.
Speaking of the NFL, somebody has a new coach.
Ooh.
Who is it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Kyle Price and Tim Bucktu. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired.
I'm fucking
It's
tired.
A strangely warm Wednesday here in January in Cleveland, Ohio. It's like 50 degrees, a little bit of rain. It's like a spring night.
And it's not because we have the heat on. Just want to preface that.
No,
we
it's-
don't have the heat on.
We actually turned on the AC. We wanted to be such good boys. We turned on the air conditioning. So we are.
I talked to him about that too.
Oh, did you? I can't wait.
Yeah.
I want to hear about that after the show. We're going to talk.
It wasn't nothing crazy.
In honor of me being very tired, I had my company audit. I run my internal audit at work, and year number 2, we passed, but I get stressed for it. Today was day 2 because the recertification takes 2 days instead of just the typical one.
So you're 2-0?
2-0.
2-0.
Nailed it. So far, so good. And I'm tired. I get really, for whatever reason, I get like extremely anxious about it, and I have trouble sleeping. It's a whole fucking thing. And we're done. I passed. Everything's good. Now my life's back to normal for give or take 365. So
Less
we'll see how that
stress
goes.
until the next stress point, which is next month.
Yeah, this is more stressful than that. And then Kyle said he had a long day at work. He's actually got to go home and continue working. He's not
Yes.
even done working for the day. So we decided as adults we're going to do a quicker show today. Instead of our normal 2 hours, we're going to do an hour and a half. So we'll be wrapping up at about 8:30. Also, I told Tim, because normally afterwards we kind of shoot the shit a little bit. We recap the show. We just bullshit. And we decided tonight we're getting the fuck out of here. We're going to wrap it up as soon as the show ends. We're leaving. We're cranking the heat up and we're walking out of here.
Leaving all the lights on.
Like we typically do every Wednesday night.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
But yeah, so we're going to do a little early. We're going to wrap up. It'll be over today at 8:30 and let everybody get on with their lives. So other than that, how are you guys doing?
Great, man. Great. Tired, but great. Good to be here.
Excellent. Excellent.
Who
Great weekend.
wants to go first? And obviously you guys know what segment we're at.
I'll jump in.
Everyone's
first.
favorite.
Yeah.
I got to finish writing up the show. So talk away.
Let's see here. Friday. Let's see here. Just jump ahead. Last week, work. Friday didn't do much of anything. Saturday, however, we had a night at the races. If you've been to one before, you know what that is. For those of you who have not been to a night at the races, you get together. It's mostly fundraiser stuff, but you get together and you bet on horses. You bet on horse races that are like video feeds that you watch. And so we had this one over at the Valley of the Eagles golf course in Elyria, and it was for a good cause. It was for somebody in our development that child passed away right after it was born, or maybe less than a year old, some kind of health issue. So they think their first year doing it, but they live in Meadow Lake, so they invite everybody who lives in the development. So we jumped in, we bought a table, we had a couple of our friends, people who live in a development, Mike and Colleen went. So we were there that night and we bought a horse. Well, you buy a horse, but you buy a name, you pay extra money to get a horse, and you get a number of a horse race and you bet on it and so on and so forth. They do 10 races throughout the night. Everyone bets at the window like it's a real horse race, and it all goes to a good cause. We ended up getting there that night and we did sideboards, where you buy it and it's like $5 a ticket. And if your name gets called, you get the grand prize. So we won the first one, won $200 right out the gate.
Not a bad start.
And then we donated 50 of it back. So, we kept the other, but we donated money back. And then we bet on each race that went on, and our horse came up. We call it the Priceless Pony. And we've gone to.
I've had some name theories in my head.
We've done nights races before, so we usually go to.
That's also Kyle's penis's nickname at
It
home.
is. It is. No, this is called the pony. The small pony.
Jess comes home drunk. She's like, Kyle, let me jump on that priceless pony. And he's just laying there in a robe, nothing else.
I make horse noises too.
I thought your horse name was Got a Dick in It.
Got it. It's actually a bad one. It's gonna be the second horse that we buy now. But it was a good time though. So we've gone a ninth race before. Mike Colleen's mom does one at the church in Parma that we've gone to. And we've won. Our horses won there, so you get the trophy if you win. And so on Saturday, our horse won again. It got to our race, and it was our horse, whatever. And so you get $50 if your horse wins that you bought in for, and we bet money on it, so we won more money off that horse. All in all, it was a great night. Good food. They had buffet food. They had cheap drinks. It was a good time. I was there for 4 hours. And then Sunday didn't do anything. It was a couch potato and was lazy and watched football. So
Not
pretty
a bad
much
weekend.
my weekend. Monday, Tuesday, nothing to talk about. Now we're here. So.
That'll happen.
Yeah, Friday's gone. You guys knew that. Saturday though was the Clean Comedy Show.
How'd that go?
Oh man, amazing! It went amazing. I couldn't play my song that I wanted to come out to because we didn't have music, so I sang it.
When in Rome, you got to improv.
And it was great. It was great. It was great time. They even passed the collection plate around. So
Damn, you took him to church.
Right.
Preacher Tim up there.
it was just a good time. Everybody enjoyed themselves. The lady did mispronounce my name, but it was hilarious. Like, it was perfect. Like
She fucked it up in such a good way that it was funny. It wasn't like a little minor.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I don't even. She said, "Call me like Buck Tim K or something like that."
That's fucking amazing.
How do you fuck that up? Buck Tim K.
Tim's like, I forgot to mention she's dyslexic.
No.
Buck Tim K.
It worked because now if I have to say my name, now I can do my explanation. So
that's true. That's a good starter.
It led right into it, so it was like a perfect
Icebreaker for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And
hell yeah.
I'm the first one to laugh when she said it. I'm like,
everybody
oh,
else
this
is like
hilarious.
Trying to figure out, is he African? Like, what the fuck is this name?
Buck Tim K.
Right.
Like, is he gonna tell jokes? Or is he just gonna come up here going?
So of course, as soon as I get up there, I announce, "Hi, my name is Buck Tim K." Like, I was like, "No, it's still Buck to it." I fixed it, and it just was dope. What I wrote out was probably lasted me like 12 minutes. And
Okay.
I'll even say 10. But after that, I just went into just improv essentially. Like, I was just talking about everything that came with the church, because I did church jokes essentially. It was a setup about my grandparents and like their relationship with religion and how stuff
Right.
like
That's
that.
a good. Everything fits in.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It was.
So who did the
so
collection
many
plate
jokes
go
are
to?
coming
Was
to
that for the
mind right now.
comedians?
Yeah,
or
it was for the
no
community.
shit. Okay. I figured
It was for us.
churches are greedy. I figured they're like, hey, pass it around for everybody. And then when Tim's like, hell yeah, we're getting some money, they're like, no, this goes to the church.
Right.
It's ours.
But what made that dope is they paid $10 to get in, and then for also us to be able to pass around the collection plate and them to actually give us.
No shit.
No, it was fire.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
That was amazing. It was some great people there, and then they also are bringing us back.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna be that church. I believe somebody that was in attendance had another church, and they wanted us to come. So
No shit. Look at you. You're going to be
Yeah.
touring churches all over
Right.
Northeast Ohio.
First Sunday. That's
Pastor Tim over here.
they go Adam.
That's badass.
No, it was definitely dope.
Adam's ready to talk about
Adam's
Harbaugh.
nothing in my throat, man. I just want to tell you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. And so did everyone in this country told you so. But you don't want to believe it. Believe it now. Told you he was gone.
Sunday, Yep, don't remember that either.
Oh God, man, do you have like short-term memory loss or what?
I don't know what I have, dude.
It's called
bad.
tequila. That's what it's called.
No, I don't even drink that much. I just drink it. So it's actually deeper than that. It's like a trauma block thing.
Oh, okay.
It's deeper.
Did you get touched?
Tim
in
got
the week?
molested on
I was
Sunday.
gonna say.
I mean, I
Do you,
did.
do you want to show me on the dial where he touched you? I mean, what happened, man?
No,
Tim got molested, but it was consensual.
No.
But his brain just instinctively blocked it out anyway.
that's
Damn.
hilarious. But no, that happened.
So in Tim's mind, Tim's never had good sex because he doesn't remember it.
Every time Tim comes, it's like the Men in Black erase thing. It just his memory goes away. His
I
dick
like that.
flashes in the bedroom.
That's fire. I will use that. No, that's fire. She didn't remember me either. So it was
Whoa. That shit gets crazy if she doesn't remember you.
Yeah, now I think that you might go to jail for that. So
Yeah.
let's word that better next
Let's
time.
build a better alibi. And I forgot
Like,
it does not work as an
All
alibi.
she remembers was she said yes. That's all I can say.
right. That's funny.
You
as
need to
hell.
have like a body cam on Tim, so when before you start, like, I need you to speak into the camera that you consent.
Right.
Yes.
I'd watch.
Tim leaves it
I
on.
mean, I assume it's a live stream. So.
Right. I need y'all to see this in real time. No, I didn't edit it. It wasn't a deep fake.
Your Honor, I was a witness. And yes, my pants were at my ankles, but I was still a witness.
That's hilarious. But yeah, that's my week.
Just got molested
I
and you
had-
get
yeah, no.
you fucking get comedy. I like it.
Mine's not going to top that. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, so Saturday after we left the
His memory's coming back now.
yeah, right. After we left the comedy show, we went to what's the name of that place? It's on Larchmere. It's the Unbar. It's a great place.
Never heard of it.
We've done-
Unbar.
Yeah, we've done comedy there before.
Okay.
They do sometimes have open mics on Thursdays.
Okay.
I believe tomorrow Rob Coleman is actually going to have a comedy workshop, and then after that they have the Not So Serious comedy show or something like
No
that.
shit.
Yeah, so people come up there even if they just want to try it. Like you
Right.
might not feel like you're a comedian, but you've always wanted to get up in front of people.
That's the place to do it.
It absolutely is, because even if you bad, they laugh. Like
No shit. That's good. They make you feel good.
yeah, and then the real comedians come up to you and say, "Yeah, go back." Like
Yeah. Not for you, but
no, they don't really do that. But they just try to make it where like they make everybody feel comfortable, so they don't go up there and like look stupid, or feel
Right.
stupid, I should say. They'll have fun, like
Right.
so that's
all
what
it
comedy is
is.
about.
Comedy's just try to make people laugh. That's it. They shouldn't be taken so serious. Some people take it way too fucking serious.
Exactly. I did do something Sunday, but I don't remember. But keep going.
It happens. I had a pretty boring weekend, to be honest. I obviously worked all last week, and then Friday at about 2:00, I'm at work, sitting at my desk. I was really fucking cold. That was the day we had the snowstorm. I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I'm fucking freezing. I don't understand what's going on. I drive home. I walk in the house. I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, I have like the chills. I'm fucking cold. I'm warm as shit though. My face was on fire. I'm like, I feel like when I had COVID last time. So I'm laying there, and it snowed like a motherfucker. Not a shout out to a couple people, one of which I don't know who it is. Some strange man in my neighborhood was just walking around snow blowing people's driveways and did mine. And then at home, I'm sitting there on my couch, take my temperature. I have a temperature of almost 102.
Yikes.
I was sick as fuck. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm freezing cold, but I was burning up. I'm wrapped up. I'm like, fuck, it's snowing like a son of a bitch. I'm going to have to go shovel and like take care of the snow before I go to bed, because we had somebody coming over on Saturday to put in our bathroom. We were finishing our bathroom in the basement, and I'm dying. I feel horrible. I took Tylenol. I got a negative COVID test. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me right now. Something's going on.
That RSV bullshit.
Then my
going
other
around.
neighbor comes over, snow blows my driveway without me even telling him.
Oh,
That's
Or
nice.
without asking or anything. So
Neighbors
that
are
was fucking
nice.
nice. So didn't have
Shout
to
out to
shovel
the
at all.
neighbor.
Didn't have to do anything. 2 different people came in and snowblowed my driveway and took care of it. And then I woke up Saturday. I felt 100%. I don't know what the fuck happened to me on Friday. It was bad, but I felt 100%. Had to go to Home Depot, buy all the shit for the installation, because we actually hired somebody to come do all this instead of DIY, because Tara's 8 months pregnant.
meaning Tara would have been doing it.
100%. This is her project. This is what she wanted.
They don't make a utility belt big enough right now to get around the
Yeah,
pregnant
they
belly.
do. You ever seen some fucking construction people? But yeah,
That's
so
funny as hell.
we had some work done in the basement. The dude put up we're closing off the
So it
bathroom.
looks a
We're
lot
putting in-
different then?
Yeah, we're putting in walls. We bought a brand new toilet, new sink, new shower. Everything's getting redone.
I always like the risky part of trying to pee and maybe thinking someone's going to walk in one way or the
Yeah,
other.
so my basement had a toilet and a shower and sink, but there were no walls.
I
Hey,
totally
Tara.
would. What up, Tara?
Yeah, she wanted to do this. She would do this herself if she could. This is just plumbing and shit like that she doesn't know. So we had all that done. He put the walls up. They're just about done. He's coming back this weekend to finish everything up. He's going to put the door on and then install the shower, and then we're done. We got a full finished bathroom in the basement.
Awesome, dude.
Dope.
So
I'm gonna come shit in it.
it was so weird. I haven't even shit in it yet. The toilet's ready to go, but I haven't come down there. The weird thing is that since we're paying this guy to do the work, usually Tara, cheap ass DIY, we do everything ourselves. So for this
internet
one, since we're
failing.
paying him, what's up?
Internet failing. How could the bars?
No,
Nah,
that's-
bars. It's
that's
still
not too
good.
bad.
Yeah.
I sat upstairs and watched football the whole time while this dude just worked my basement. I didn't fucking get up. Like I told him, I'm like, hey, if you need help,
First world problems.
I'm like, if you
I
need
like it.
me to hold anything, like I'm willing to help.
That's
You
what
want-
she said.
Whatever. Didn't ask for help once. He just worked. He came over at like 11 o'clock, worked till like almost 7 on
Where'd you find
Saturday.
him at?
Tara actually knows the whole family. She cuts his hair, his wife's hair, the kids' hair.
Nice.
And they were like, yeah, Dan does bathroom remodeling. And Tara, this was like a year ago. Tara's like, oh, no shit. We're interested for our basement. So he came over, looked at it, and he does side work. So he's been busy as fuck. So he finally was able to come do it. And
Just
he worked all day Saturday, all day Sunday, coming back on this Saturday to finish it up. And I just sit there and watch TV the whole time. It's pretty fucking sweet deal.
Nice,
I'm not going to lie to you.
Dope.
But that was really it. Honestly, that's all I did this whole weekend. We just sat at the house and let him work in the basement. And then I worked and did my audit, and here we are.
Can't beat that.
Pretty fucking boring, but not bad. I did watch a lot of shit, and I didn't enjoy any of it.
Oh, really?
Not enough to where I could use it as
Don't say you're going to say Reacher was a bad show.
We're going to talk
Oh,
about that.
God,
We will definitely
Jesus.
talk about that. Dave, what's going on? So I watched, what did I watch?
Dave.
I watched a movie I was really disappointed in. I was hoping it was going to be better. Tom DeLonge directed and wrote a movie. Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 made a movie called Monsters of California, which is about, what does Tara say? That's because Justin's not handy at all. No, I'm not. I don't want to be. Who wants to be?
He was handy enough to get you pregnant. So
Yeah, that's all I need to know
He's
how to
a
do.
tool.
Only tool he needs out. He
That's
is.
it. I got one tool that works, and I'm damn good with it.
It's effective.
And then Monsters of California was a movie he made about a kid that his dad worked for like a secret government thing and discovered like UFOs. And the kid's dad mysteriously died, disappeared, whatever you want to call it. And this is the kid trying to like discover what happened. Really bad. The acting was god awful. The writing
Any
wasn't.
like prime A actors in it?
Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers.
So any prime A actors in it?
That was it. That's the only guy I recognized.
What's up, Steve?
Steve, there he is. Shout out to Steve. Steve helps me along with the audits. Steve, I obviously he left our company to move on to greener pastures, and I took his position, and he still graciously helps me out. So
What a nice guy.
Statistics Steve, Stevie
Shout out
Stats,
to
as they call him in the
Steve-
streets.
Stevie Stats.
That's why he was good with audits.
No, dude, Steve and numbers and shit like that, and whatever you need, he's good with it. So I would text him all the time and just be like, hey man, I'm looking for this. Like, what do I do for this? And he'd help me out all the
What's
time. He
the
was
answer on question 2?
great. No, nothing like that. Just straight up like when they ask for this document, which one do I want to show them? And he's like, oh yeah, you just do this. It's right here. Like he knew
Perfect.
everything. He was really good at it.
Such
So
a gentleman.
shout out to Steve. We passed flying colors today.
What else you watch?
But that movie sucked. I watched a movie called The Passenger, which I thought was going to be good. The trailer looked pretty good. It was about this guy who, these two guys work at a fast food restaurant.
You find some of the weirdest movies. to
Oh,
watch.
you don't even want to know. These two guys work at a fast food restaurant. One of them snaps, goes on a killing spree. It takes the other guy basically hostage with him for the day. Not good. Was very bad. The trailer looked good, but it sucked. Excuse me. Another one that I watched over the weekend was 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Never saw it before. It's a movie with Kevin Costner.
Oh, that's an old movie.
Kurt Russell, yeah, from like 2001. David Arquette.
It's not.
It's about these guys that go to Vegas during an Elvis convention to rob a casino. Sounds right up my fucking alley. Sounds awesome. That portion of the movie took about 20 minutes in the beginning.
Yeah,
the rest
the
of
rest
it
is
is just
drama.
garbage, and it fucking sucked. I hated it.
He's upset.
And it sucks because those actors are good
Well, what
actors.
upset me, Tim, is because it starts off, obviously it's called 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Everyone's dressed like Elvis.
Yeah.
They're playing a shitload of Elvis music. Everyone's dressed like Elvis. They're in Vegas. Guys are performing Elvis. I'm like, this is going to be my favorite fucking movie of all time. Then there's a shootout. They're robbing people. I'm like, this is just getting better. And then it sucked so fucking bad for the next hour and a half. And it ruined it. To the point where like Tara walked out of the room because she was over it. And then when it ended, she's like, so how was it? I'm like, it was fucking awful. Like it was so bad.
At least commitment to the end of the movie, though.
I wanted it to be good. And
he was waiting for it to get better. He was like, this is the part.
I really was. I'm
this
like,
is the one.
I'm like,
and then
there's no movie that could go downhill
And
this
then-
bad. And it never got better.
That's why I forgot Friday, because Friday was a snowstorm.
Yeah. And then I watched another movie on
Snowstorm.
Netflix called The Conference. It's a horror movie on Netflix. Fucking sucks. It was just horrible. And then I started the show Reacher.
Oh, here we go.
I want to watch that show.
Yes, you do want to watch the show. Don't listen to anything he's about to tell you.
All right, listen, hear me out. And I think you can agree with this. Unbiased opinion. The writing on that show is fucking awful. It's so bad. And the continuation is terrible. So first off, Reacher's dialogue is corny as fuck at times. Let's be honest. I think we can agree with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then
You really need to read the books, though. You need to, so you can put the context of the show to what you're reading in a book.
the show makes me never want to read the books. That's how bad. Like, no, I won't say bad. I'm not gonna say bad. We did finish season 1. I haven't started season 2 yet.
Season
We
two is
will.
better than season 1.
That's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, because season 1 was left a lot to be desired. For instance, a couple things. I don't want to spoil much for anybody. The show's been out for a couple of years now. This isn't actually anything big. When he goes to the motel that his brother was staying at,
Yeah.
and he's been in town for probably at least a week at this point, maybe longer. Like it seems like a lot of time has passed. Goes to this motel and goes, if I know my brother, he's not going to put it in his room. He's going to hide it somewhere else. And he just lifts up the garbage, the dumpster outside, public dumpster that should be collected weekly, regularly from a company that anybody could throw garbage in. And his brother's stuff's just right on top. He goes, yep, my brother's stuff, and just walks away. Get the fuck out of here that would happen. But I can stretch my imagination a little bit. Second thing that really fucking irritated
Did you
me.
make notes?
No, I haven't. When I hate something,
No,
my
it's
brain
definitely
locks it in.
notated. Definitely notated.
He's like, nope, no.
And then when Finley, the
You got names.
cop from the town,
Yeah, the black up.
I mean, I don't see it that way, but it's almost
Black
Black
cop,
History
black
Month,
cop,
so
black.
I'm just trying to, I'm not going there.
The African American cop in the show.
Correct, that's the way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
I
African
think that's
American
worse.
cop,
Sorry, Tim.
he gets beat up for being a black guy in a house. The racist cops beat the shit out of him, and they throw him in jail. And he's in jail, and he's got a napkin on his face, and you could see the puddle of blood underneath him. He's bleeding. He got his ass kicked. He's fucked up. What does he do as soon as he gets out of jail? He walks up to lunch with Reacher, puts his handkerchief in his pocket, not a scratch on his face, and just starts eating like nothing happened. Like he didn't just get his fucking face pummeled in and was bleeding all over. He just starts eating barbecue like nothing happened. Like, oh yeah, what a crazy day today was. So he's fucking Wolverine, apparently. He heals like a son of a bitch.
You are probably the only person that I know of
I
that
catch
has
things like
ripped
that.
this show apart.
And they irritate me. Again, the dialogue was so corny and bad at times. Like the one scene where Reacher and that girl that he was like in the military with, I forgot her name. They said something like, you don't mess with the special forces. And then she looks at him and
He means
goes,
every word.
Special
he
investigators,
does.
yeah.
whatever it was. And he goes, you don't mess with the special investigator. They just both said it back to back. And Tara and I both looked at each other. Like even Tara's on board with me of like how fucking corny some of this dialogue is. We're going to keep watching it. I'm not knocking it. It's just some of the dialogue. I'm like,
Did you watch season?
come on.
Yeah, you watched season 1. Okay.
Yeah, we
Making sure.
finished season
Okay.
1 last night.
I implore you though to pick up one of the books. Just pick up one of the books. If I can find out what I know what the second season's book's based on, but read a book. Read the book. You can
Read
take
a
the
book.
contest.
Read a book. Read
You
a
read books,
motherfucking book.
You read books quickly, so you could probably read it, and then you'd probably put it in the context what the show's about. Like you probably would connect the two.
it would make me hate the show more because then I would be like, this was such better written.
Well,
Like
you saw the movies, right? The one that
I saw
Tom
the one
Cruise was
Tom
in.
Cruise movie.
I
So
just
the
seen
first
the
one.
So
Tom
if you
Cruise
break it
movie,
down, if
I
you
saw
go,
the original.
if you go back and watch the Reacher movie with Tom Cruise,
And I hated that one because
Yes.
Tom Cruise is a little fucking dude, and
Right,
it's not
right.
believable that he's whipping ass.
correct, but the dialogue in that movie is also kind of similar, where his one-liners is very monotone, under breath type of speaking, like short, witty answers and
Yeah.
responses. It's just that's just how it's written for that character. He's
Yeah.
just he doesn't have a long dialogue. He's not here to try to intimidate you with his words. It's just short answers, gets to the point, very blunt, and you can try. It's like, like the part in the movie where the guy's like, I'm going to take you outside and kick your ass. He goes, well, you can try. The stuff like that.
Like, don't get me wrong,
That's
he's
just
a
who it is.
badass, but the fact that they have him as this like jacked up badass.
Yeah.
The other thing that irritates me, his last name's Reacher, first name Jack. He has a brother named Joe. Why do his parents call the kid Joe and they call him Reacher? His nickname was Reacher as a kid. The other kid has the same last name and they're like, oh no, you're Joe. The other one, Reacher.
His brother wasn't as big. That's why.
As kids, he wasn't fucking big either.
He's the heir.
He was.
Yeah, apparently.
His dad was
He was
Reacher at
adopted.
first, but
And then the other thing that like he's jacked, he's this big dude, and he's also just a fucking genius about everything.
Well, that's the
Like
point.
he could just
he's-
walk into the field and he's like, this is Carolina minnow fuzz, and this only sprouts every 10 years, and it comes in the spring, and like what the fuck.
So this is the backstory to Reacher. Obviously, he was in the special investigators in the military.
Right.
Like they're handpicked to be like these people who just have been taught and gone through school and lessons and know stuff to be detectives and stuff like that. So he's just really good. I think I texted you and said he's like Batman without the cape because like he just knows, like he sees stuff right at a different angle. That's just how he's portrayed in the book. So they literally take what they portray in a book and put it into the show. I thought they did a really good job of taking what the books are and put it in the show more so in this TV series than they ever did coming close to what Tom Cruise did. So that's why I appreciate the series more. I like season 2 better than season 1. I think it gets better, and they're already shooting season 3. So hopefully you get on board with it. I hate to think that you
I mean,
hate
again, I'm going to keep watching it.
it. And
It's
take
an entertaining
notes.
show. Reacher's cool. Another thing I noticed was
right.
no, that's all mental. He for the show, Alan Richson, or however you say his name, is like 6'3" in real life, tall dude. For the show, they make sure to tell everybody that he's 6'5". They like have to really push that point across to make it sound like he's bigger. And then in the one scene, he's banging the chick in the shower. They're the same height for a minute. Is she that tall?
She had
Like
heels on.
how? And she's naked in the
He was
shower.
holding her like this.
No, he picked her up during the scene, but while they were both standing there, I'm like, why are they eye to eye right now?
Man,
In
you are picking apart the
in other
small
scenes, she
things.
comes up to his shoulder. They're in the shower together, and they're eye to eye. I'm like, nobody in editing caught that.
He could bend down.
He was very upright. Let me tell you, in more ways than one. No, I enjoy it. It's not a bad show. I'm not knocking it. I'm going to continue to watch it. It's just some of the things. I'm at a point where I want to find something really fucking good. I think companies are just putting out any type of content these days to where there's not an actual effort to make it good.
Have you watched the Jack Ryan series yet?
Not yet. I plan to though. I like John Krasinski.
Yeah, that's. I'll withhold my opinion, but my opinion is it's good. It's a good series.
Better than Reacher?
No.
Really?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Then I'm gonna fucking hate Jack Ryan.
It's a different type of thing. Like you don't look at him as someone who's gonna go kick your ass, right? He's just someone
Jim
who,
from The Office.
yeah, right.
He would do anything for Pam.
Golden
so-
face,
Golden face.
face.
He would literally blow that up.
But no, it's just a different movie, right? It's all CIA conspiracy behind the scenes, behind
Yeah.
closed doors type shit. It's a good thinking show. So I
Okay.
think you'd like it, but it's just not the same type of show as Reacher is. Reacher's that come at you straightforward and
I
beat your
assumed
ass.
honestly that they were about the same.
Yeah, what's that?
I assumed that they were about the same. That's why I like.
That's a different aspect. I think you'd like it, but no, Jack
Okay.
Ryan's a good show too. It's
I'll check it out.
It's also on Prime.
I
as
think
well.
right now I'm desperate to find something really good. I've been striking out with movies. I'm actually I don't mind it so far. I'm about halfway through the movie The Holdovers, which is a Paul Giamatti film.
Are you
That's
forcing yourself to watch it because of the Oscar stuff?
well, it's nominated, and
I pointed that out in the shower.
yeah,
scene.
Tara and I were both just like, why are they eye level with each other right now? But yeah, no, I like Paul Giamatti, and I heard from multiple people that I respect their opinion that The Holdovers was a really good movie, and it was kind of under the radar. So when I saw that on Peacock, I'm like, I'll watch that. Only thing is, it's like 2.5 hours long,
Every movie nowadays.
and I just haven't had time to watch it all the way through. And Tara isn't interested in watching it, so basically, like if she leaves the room to go take a shower or something, I'm like, let me watch about a half hour of it right now.
I always try to pick a show that's on the Oscar like nominations to watch or give it a chance to watch.
Yeah,
It's just hard lately. I mean, it's hard sometimes. These movies are like
I watched
so far out
Oppenheimer,
there.
and I almost made Oppenheimer my just the tip today. I
like
liked
Op- I
it,
like
but I didn't
Oppenheimer.
like it enough to make it my tip pick. It was good though, but it's not a bad movie at all. I don't want to knock it. It was just very long. Probably didn't need to be 3 hours long. And
did you pick up on the black and white versus the color scenes?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But that was very good. I enjoyed that one, but again, not enough to where I wanted to make it my pick for this week. Years and years ago, when Parasite won Best Picture, I had never seen it, so because of that, I watched
Did
it.
you see that
and
director died?
I thought it was one of the actors, wasn't the director?
I thought it was director or the producer. One of the guys died from that.
It was just one of the actors. He was the guy who played the dad of the rich family.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a director.
No, Byung-Ho Koo or something like that is the name of the director. He's still alive. He's still kicking. But I watched Parasite after it won the award, and Parasite has now turned into one of my favorite movies of all time. So sometimes you can strike gold. Other times there are movies that just get nominated because of buzz. Like it's all fake behind the scenes shit.
The Buzz
Like,
Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, especially Toy Story, Randy Newman, they all won a lot of awards.
They always time these different movies to come out right around the nomination time for.
Yeah. And there's a couple movies that I do want to see that I've heard great things about. I'm just waiting for good copies of them because they're currently only in theaters. I want to see the Iron Claw, the wrestling movie.
Yes,
That looks
that looks
fantastic
pretty
with
good.
Zac Efron and
Yeah,
all
that
them.
You might be
good.
blacker than I thought.
Why is that? Because I watch illegal streaming sites?
No, just the way you said it. I'm
Mhm.
waiting for a clear one.
Well, I went to watch it yesterday. I turned it on, and it was clearly a camera recording from a movie theater, and I don't waste my time with those. And then Godzilla -1. I really want to see that movie.
So I've heard so many amazing things about the Godzilla -1. If you get a chance, have you started watching Monarch yet?
Not yet. Is it finished?
Yeah, it's finished.
I like to wait till shows are done.
It's finished, and it's a good show.
That's probably
Um,
when I watch Reacher.
It's
Yeah.
it's a good behind the how Monarch's the whole thing with the monsters and
And it's
Titans
got my
and
boy
stuff.
Durs from Workaholics in it. So
Yeah,
that's right away. I'm
it's-
watching it.
It's pretty good, but I do want to watch the Godzilla -1, and then they have another Godzilla movie coming out. I think it's the Godzilla Kong 2, whatever. It's coming
Yeah.
out next year.
That looks good.
But the Godzilla -1 is just it's all subtitled though.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
all
understand.
dubbed.
I enjoy watching foreign films probably more than English films these days.
But the only clip I saw of it was like a very emotional, like 3-minute clip
Yeah.
from that movie. Like, Jesus, if this is the
Well,
entire movie,
It's called Godzilla -1 because it's supposed to be before the one with Matthew Broderick. This is the prequel. This is like right after World War II. We dropped the bombs, and that radiation from the bombs created Godzilla.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called -1 because it's supposed to be before the original Godzilla movie. But yeah, no, I've heard great things. I can't wait to watch it. Same thing. I turned on a copy on my website yesterday, and it was fucking grainy as shit. So I was like, nope, I'll wait.
you could just go pay for the movie and watch it.
Nope.
No.
Fuck them. They get enough of my money, dude. I pay for fucking Peacock, Shutter. I pay for all
you
that
pay
shit.
for Peacock?
Hell yeah, I do. I pay for all these fucking streaming. I pay for Max, Peacock, Shutter, all these streaming
Yeah, I
sites.
think we pay for all that stuff too. I think I just recently got rid of Paramount.
Okay, I
'Cause
use my
wasn't
buddy's Paramount.
Really using it. I wasn't really using it. And then the other one I got rid of was, what was it? I forget what it was. But we're thinking about moving from Hulu Live potentially and looking at YouTube, just pricing point.
We have
'cause
YouTube TV. It's
Hulu
excellent.
Live keeps like raising the prices and everything.
Yep.
It's insane. Like everything just keeps they sneak in like it's like you don't think about it because they do it so nice and
It's like $1, so you're just like, eh, whatever. Who
Like,
cares?
they do it so they do like here's a $1.99 raise next month or
Yeah,
next 2
and you're like,
months.
well, what's
Ah, whatever,
$2?
it's fine.
What's $2?
Then
I
like after
tried to go
2
back to
years, you're like,
Netflix.
shit, it's up to $80 right now.
Netflix, you said?
I tried to go back to Netflix.
You say Netflix?
I thought you said Netflix. I was like, is that like a porno Netflix?
I
Like,
guarantee it exists.
oh, 100%. That's a thing.
I was just thinking, like,
I'm
yeah,
not
they're
Googling it, though.
expensive. Like, they're so expensive now. Like,
They're only getting more expensive too. I think
With
after that deal.
WWE, they signed
You
a
saw that deal?
contract,
no,
10 years,
$5
$5 billion to exclusively get Monday Night Raw.
which might not even be on Mondays now. Nick Khan came out and said, we don't know because there's so much competition for sports on Mondays.
True.
We're open to potentially moving to another night because that way we get to
Damn, Monday Night Raw
We're-
gone.
not on Monday. Yeah.
That would
And
be
then-
crazy, but it's fair because when Monday Night Football's on, there's no chance wrestling's getting turned on my
Right.
TV.
I'm curious how much more networking or how many shows come with that deal. Like how many cool shows is Netflix going to get?
As long as they bring back the bra and panty matches, that's all we care about here. I want some good old fashioned WWF TNA.
So does that mean since it's not on cable anymore, now they can curse? There's blood. There's going to be
I would assume so.
Right?
Some dick pulling,
yeah,
all that good stuff.
twist
real,
the dick.
real wrestling. You know what I'm
Twist his
talking about.
this dick is crazy.
Yeah, no, so that was exciting. Netflix decided to get WWE.
I did not see that coming. I saw every other I saw WB.
Yeah, when you texted me that, I was like, the fuck?
WB was in on a mix, I guess, to get Monday because I knew USA was getting SmackDown. Like they were
WB?
yeah, WB
That's
network.
still around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it was in the running to get it. And then there was I know SmackDown's moving to USA, and then NXT's moving to I don't know what even call whatever channel it was, but it's all these different channels.
Yeah, everything's moving.
But Netflix was never even thought of, and then all of a sudden, boom out of nowhere, boom, 10-year, $5 bill. It's insane.
Well, people are definitely gonna buy it.
And I mean, Netflix has already kind of hinted about how they are going to be raising prices because of that.
And they were $25 when I went to go look. Like, when I
Does that
Really?
mean does that every pay per view
unless
is
you
going to be?
unless you grandfathered into like a cheaper price, like you got. Like you try to go now. I know I tried to sign up. It was like $25. I'm pretty sure it was $25.
Jesus.
It was ridiculous. I mean, obviously that was for the best resolution and being able to use more than one screen.
Now
But-
they're trying to get you to pay more money for password sharing.
Yeah,
Now they blocked it because it's all like geo tracked now.
Something like that. Yeah.
So now they're like, hey, for an extra $2 or $3 a month, you can now share your password up to 2 different accounts.
well, I hope my mom's paying that because I use her account. So
But but I'm curious though, does that mean all this stuff that's on Peacock right now, all the WWE pay-per-views, the old ones you can pull up from the old network that we used to have,
Those will
I don't
probably
know.
be gone.
it's all in Peacock now because everything
I
is
heard-
transitioned over to Peacock. So does that mean everything's gonna move over to
yeah, I heard basically like it might go to Netflix once Peacock's done because they're still technically in a contract with Peacock.
it's crazy where WWE has shit on every fucking
Yeah, I mean
channel.
they know what they're doing. Triple H running shit.
Good stuff.
All right, that was our BS segment, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it.
And that's our show. Have a good night.
Now we're going to get into what Adam, star of the show, came in with hot right off the rip. As we were getting ready to start the show here, breaking news from Adam Schefter. Jimmy Harbaugh, he said, fuck you, Michigan. Sorry about the championship they're going to take away from you in a couple of years when they investigate because I definitely cheated and didn't earn it. I'm going to the NFL.
Nice. Now you can legally send scouts to watch other teams. It's allowed.
Yeah, just can't film it,
Yeah.
Belichick. No, good for Harbaugh. Everybody knew this was coming. He's desperate to win a
Did he
championship.
play for the Chargers?
I thought it was the Colts.
No, I think he played for the Chargers.
Producer Tim's going to look it up right now. I thought he played for the Colts. Might have played for both. I mean, he sucked, so I think he was on multiple teams. Yeah, he took the job with the Chargers, which was probably the best roster in my opinion. That was the best job, the most coveted. They have a young, good quarterback in Justin Herbert that they just gave a nice contract to. They've got a pretty decent defense. Obviously, some decisions are going to have to be made. Khalil Mack's not getting any younger.
Played for the Chargers. He played for the Bears. Then he played into the Colts, the Ravens,
Oh, so he was on the Colts. So I was
Chargers,
partial right.
and Panthers.
God damn, he was on every team.
Journeyman.
Jesus, yeah, because he sucked. He wasn't that good.
No, not that good.
He started with Chicago.
The Bears.
Bears.
He goes to the Chargers again.
I'm
decent
surprised
roster.
he's staying in the AFC though. I'm just with the whole brother thing.
Well, think about it. What NFC team would be worth getting right now? The NFC vacancies are Seattle,
Atlanta, man.
Atlanta. It looks like they're hiring Belichick. Belichick hasn't. No one else has interviewed Belichick. No way in fucking hell it was Jim Harbaugh going to the Panthers. Nobody's taking. I mean, the sad thing is they're interviewing Mike Vrabel,
I hope he doesn't go there.
and I'd be really upset if he took that job
because
because
like he's going to die.
David Tepper seems like the worst owner in sports history. That dude's a fucking clown.
The worst.
Honest, dude. He's been there for 2 years. So far in his 2 years, he overruled the. Well, first he fired.
Irsay's up there though.
He
But
fired. He had Irsay has a championship. I'll give him that. That's something. He hired and fired a head coach in his first year for Carolina. First year as owner, hired and fired. Second year, hired and fired another coach, all while overruling the general manager to take Bryce Young over CJ Stroud, thus ruining the franchise because Bryce Young's a bum. He also was filmed and caught dumping a drink on a fan for who was talking shit to him.
sounds like my kind of owner.
So he is a fucking loose cannon dummy, and I couldn't imagine anybody wanting to go work for
Not
this
to
guy.
go off on a tangent since you brought up Carolina,
Squirrel!
but thank you. We need but we need buttons.
Hotkey.
Squirrel.
Where's the hotkey?
So what did I hear? What did I read about the test that they took before they got drafted being a potential false? CJ Stroud's.
The intelligence test,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it's called. I forgot what it's called.
Did you read into that? Because I heard someone say that. Someone mentioned it. I don't know if it's just been passing, but someone said that the test he took, the results might have been falsified or misread or something like that.
I did not hear that.
Good. Keep talking on it.
Yeah, that's news to me. But yeah, Jim Harbaugh takes a good job. I think the Chargers again were probably the most sought after position. They have the best roster of any of the teams with a vacancy at head coach. I think it's going to be okay.
4 hours ago, more recently, the S2 test administrators told Wall Street Journal that the results for Stroud were not valid. Based on what I know, and I believe the test can be helpful tools for teams, there is reason to believe that the test Stroud took the results were not valid for what he took. Meaning the cognitive tests they took that they based probably their draft on where whatchamacallit scored higher than him, they're saying were not valid.
Worked out for Stroud.
Whoopsies.
I mean, honestly, if I were Stroud, I'd be fucking thanking my lucky stars that happened because he might be a Carolina Panther right now and things would probably not be going as well. But the Browns probably would have advanced in the playoffs because that means we would not have met the Texans because Bryce Young wasn't taking them to the fucking playoffs either.
And womp womp.
But what can you do? It's history, ancient history now. Jim Harbaugh, though, is now welcomed back to the NFL. He is going to be in the AFC. He is going to be another reason to hate the Harbaughs. Because as a Browns fan, the Chargers are in the AFC, so I will openly and actively be rooting against them and want them to fail.
He's a good coach. He's got a good track record in NFL. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what kind of changes he makes. He's got a talented quarterback. Defense should be decent on paper.
A lot of money in that defense, though, with a lot of guys that are getting, not getting any younger. So tough decisions will be. I think Khalil Mack gets cut.
Do they still have the same GM or do they fire the GM too?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
All right.
Oh, and the Chargers come to Cleveland next year, so I'll be there to boo the fuck out of him because fuck him and fuck Michigan.
Boo.
Just out of spite, pure spite. I'm not even a diehard Ohio State fan. I do love what Ohio State's doing, though. Ohio State basically said, all right, we're sick of losing to Michigan.
Brought in a new AD.
Jim Harbaugh did leave Michigan with a losing record versus Ohio State. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise because that's facts. That's science. Sorry.
Science.
He left Michigan, and Ohio State said, fuck this shit. We've lost to Michigan a couple of years in a row now, and it's not going to happen again. Oh, they do have a new GM.
I'm out.
I think the new AD that got hired by Ohio State brought the Brinks truck with him and the 10 banks he robbed because
they are getting everybody out of the portal.
They are spending so much NIL money right now. They're like, fuck it, we're Ohio State. We got the money.
It's like a Rick and Morty episode. They're just pulling dicks out of the portal. That's all that's going on.
I think they're saying fuck every other sport we have at this college. This college. We're going all in football because they got the number one.
I love Rick and Morty.
The number one overall.
Really?
You've never watched Rick and Morty? Oh, come on,
Tim.
I've seen clips,
dude. Just start watching it.
Let me suggest one episode to you. If you don't like it, you won't like the show. I believe it's from season 5 or 6. I forgot the exact season. It's called the Vat of Acid episode.
What you know a number?
I'll find it right now, motherfucker.
Okay, while you're doing that though, so Ohio State in this offseason has got the number 1 player in the portal overall, got the number 1 quarterback in the portal, got the number 5 quarterback in the portal, got the number 1 running back in the portal, got the number 1 outside or inside linebacker in the portal, got the number 3 lineman in the portal.
Jesus.
They are just going to the grocery store and picking all the best fruit off the shelf and bringing it home.
Fantastic. I love it. I don't know. I think they're doing a really good job. They're just done fucking around.
Michigan got the number 3 running back, I think, and that was just he was bruised. He's a bruised apple in the back of the shelf.
Season 4, episode 8.
Okay.
It's literally called the Vat of Acid episode. And it is one of the funniest TV episodes of anything I've ever seen. I've watched that episode probably 50 times. It's so fucking funny and makes me laugh every time I watch it.
I feel like your sense of humor, Tim, you'd enjoy the show.
It's super filthy, dirty, like no remorse for anybody. It's fucking gold, dude. Rick and Morty's really good.
Beavis and Butthead?
I love Beavis and Butthead. I think Beavis and Butthead is the reason why I love comedy.
You're gonna like Rick and Morty.
You're gonna like Rick and Morty then.
Like TV from my bunghole.
It's funny as
fuck. You like South Park?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't see any reason why.
This episode pays homage to South Park. There's a scene, I won't spoil anything, where there's a plane crash, and the characters they show in the scene of the plane crash are wearing the jackets and hats that the people in South Park wore. They paid homage to South Park in that episode. So I think that's another reason why I love it, because I love South Park.
Right up your alley. I think you'll enjoy it.
I'll watch it.
Check out that episode. I think Rick and Morty's on Max. I think you can watch it on HBO Max.
Okay.
I believe.
Yes.
So I'll watch it.
Check it out. Harbaugh to the Chargers happened right before we started, so we wanted to break that in. New coach, new GM.
Some changes coming to LA, I think.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
So who coaches Michigan now? Who do you think they go after?
It doesn't matter.
They have to come in a job, right?
They have to concede defeat. No, nobody wants to go there. Okay. They got lucky. They cheated, and then that's all done. Michigan's going right back to the dumpster where they belong.
How many people are going to porter onto that now?
Well, I mean, because of COVID, they had like 50 29-year-old players on the team anyway. So now that they're all retired and dead because of old age and natural causes, Michigan's just going to be an average team again.
Okay. So in reality now, since he quit, he left, the portal does open back up for 30 days for that team.
Yeah.
And they do have some people who committed to this team. And I just mentioned one of the top recruits they got. I'm wondering how many of those players now say deuces. And I wonder how many say, hey, Ohio State, what are you doing down there?
If any of them have talent and half a brain, they get the fuck out of there.
They just go south. 2.5 hours.
That's it. So yeah,
Good for
Exciting
him.
news.
Good for him. Can't wait for that coveted AFC championship game between brothers, and they make it all about the coaches.
Yeah, that's annoying as fuck. The fact that they had to show them like on the sideline together during the national championship, and
Yeah.
like they always show them together. Who
Yeah.
gives if they're fucking brothers? Why
Do you
wouldn't
think
they
they
hang
kiss
out?
each other in the mouth when they see each other at Christmas?
No, I think they just go straight to fucking. They skip the foreplay.
Do they both wear khaki pants while it's happening too? Like to keep the khaki pants
Yeah,
on like close?
Their
Just
parents
pull
made
the zip
custom
dick
khaki
out.
pants that have holes in the
Nice.
ass cut out, so they can just fuck without taking the
I like
pants
it.
off. And you know, doctors don't crease, so they're fine.
There's no evidence of it happening.
They have no idea what's going on.
Bunch of gay dudes.
Yeah, I'm annoyed by hearing about them. Well, speaking of annoying fucking Harbaughs, John, the other one, the Ravens won. They had nice second half adjustments, and they ended up beating the Houston Texans on Saturday, 10-10 at halftime. The Texans couldn't do shit offensively.
Got to get across the end zone
It
to win.
was 10-10 because of a punt return touchdown. CJ Stroud did nothing. It is. I saw Browns fans that are like, well, this makes that loss look even worse. It's like, dude, any given fucking Sunday. I hate when people say that because you beat one team, they beat another. You think like, oh, well, we're better than them then because they won. It's any given Sunday.
Oh, I saw you going on your little Facebook battle royales over the week.
Oh, I did because as soon as the Buccaneers lost, I was like, well, time to make a Baker post because I know it's going to piss people off. And sure as shit, god damn, do those comments fill up quick.
Do you know there's like a fan page that says Baker Mayfield sucks? Like there's an actual page dedicated to it.
I did because it for some reason popped up that Jose was commenting on it, and
Yeah,
I was like,
that's how I found out about it.
That exists. That's fucking
These
bananas.
pages actually exist, and all they do is bash.
I saw
Which
one
is-
guy who
I thought you maybe were the president of it by chance.
No, I was going to join it and comment on it because Jose was in a little discussion with a guy who had like one of the dumbest takes of all time. He was basically saying Kevin Stefanski's not coach of the year and like laughed about it and was like making jokes about Stefanski. It's like, you guys just don't know fucking football. I hate people that don't like. I wanted to screenshot it, save the guy's name, and then as soon as they announced Kevin Stefanski for coach of the year,
Go
just go
back
on there and
and
be like,
find
you
it.
fucking idiot. Like, that's all I want to
Save
say
the
to him.
receipts.
But I digress. I'm not going to do that. Fuck that guy. It's
You're
not worth
you're
my
not
time.
that petty. Okay.
No,
All right, cool.
I did after the Cavs won the championship. When the Cavs
Oh, you
lost,
went back after people?
oh yeah. When the Cavs lost the championship in 2015, I talked shit about the Warriors on Twitter because I was like, if the Cavs were healthy, they win this series, no question. And then Warriors fans were rubbing it in of like, Cavs suck, LeBron suck, this and that. Next year we won the championship. I went all back to all those
And
people
that was
I
on
found
the
their mentions.
73 and 9 season,
Yeah,
right?
and I went back and I said,
Ooh.
you guys fucking choked. Oh my god, I rubbed it in their faces. So that felt good. I love doing that kind of shit. But yeah, the Buccaneers lose to the Lions in the NFC. Baker Mayfield does what Baker Mayfield does best and throws 2 interceptions, thus costing them the game because
Well, that's one interception. Not trying to defend Baker. If Mike Evans knows how to fucking catch the ball sometimes.
well, the thing is, even the announcer said it. They go, Baker only has 1 speed. He rifles the ball in there.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans was running through traffic. That's a dangerous ball that
Yeah.
if he doesn't catch it, you're in a lot of trouble. And he didn't catch it
He
because it's a
ricocheted
dangerous
the
pass.
shit out of that. Every other player just salivating at the chance to intercept it.
And I got into not even an argument, just a discussion with a buddy who was like, how's that game Baker's fault? The defense gave up this many points. And I said, Baker turned the ball over twice. No other team had a turnover. No other player on the Buccaneers had a turnover. The initial interception led to 3 points, and then the second one ended the game.
Mm-hmm.
How can I not blame Baker for that? Like, who else can I blame?
He had the chance to go down there and
They had to go 95 yards in a couple of minutes with like one
and
timeout.
he
I
had
think
2
they had.
long drives that game. I think he had a 70-yard
sure.
drive and like an 80-yard drive. To
I'm
get
not
down
gonna lie.
there.
I was sitting there thinking like, wow, what if Baker leads them down there? Like, people are going to be so fucking pumped for him.
Yeah.
And then he threw it right to a linebacker. I mean, my God, it was one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
He is good on game winning drives though, right?
No, he's actually got a pretty bad record. He's known for turning it over in clutch situations.
I think everyone on my Twitter feed and Facebook were like, Baker doing what Baker does.
Oh, I waited. I immediately started texting people that I knew liked Baker, and I went, "There's the Baker we know and
We're having
love."
PTSD moments watching that game. That was a good game though. I mean, the Lions.
No, that was the game of the weekend.
congratulations
All
to
the other
Lions.
games. Well,
Yeah.
I take that back. All the games were fun, and they went back and forth. That one was a really good
The
one, though.
Packers game was pretty decent.
Packers game was really good. The shitty, sloppy weather in San Francisco led to some issues. Debo Samuel got hurt. I'm not sure his status for Sunday.
Brock Purdy did not play a very pretty game.
No, he had some questionable throws. Green Bay dropped a couple interceptions, got kind of lucky. And then at the end of the game, for whatever reason, Jordan Love turned into Baker Mayfield and decided to throw across the field
Oh my God.
back
Yeah.
as if you'd have thought it was 4th down with 2 seconds left. What the fuck was he throwing that? Just throw it away.
Every Madden professional player out there says, bro, we don't do that. You don't throw across
Literally,
the body.
throw it away in that situation. It was like 1st or 2nd down. Just throw it out of bounds and then go, all right, let's regroup. Instead, he chucks it across the middle of the field, picked off, and then the dude on Dre Greenlaw on the fucking Niners runs around the field like an episode of what are those fucking British people?
Yeah,
Benny Hill.
Yeah,
runs around like an episode of Benny Hill and just fucking refuses to go down. Everyone's yelling at him. Even his own team's trying to tackle him. They're like, get the fuck down, because if you fumble, the game's not over. So that game was really fun and entertaining. And what did Adam say? Baker Bros coming for you?
It's nothing Justin's not.
Oh yeah, dude. I made a post right away on Saturday for Baker Bros. Who did I get? I got Jamie Wilson and I got Bo Kirkland.
Like you go
right
fishing.
away.
You go fishing and you get the fish.
I at this point though, I did tell Jamie, I'm like, dude, your takes are recycled and boring and you're not bringing anything to the table. So I'm like, I'm just going to ignore you from now on until you bring something worth responding to. I was honest with him.
At least you're honest. That's nice of you.
Like everything he says, oh, Stefanski sucks. Watson's going to stink next year. Like, all right, unless you got a fucking crystal ball, shut up.
Do you think it's an 8-ball where he just shakes it and just says whatever pops in?
No, he's not that
No,
well thought out.
He has his own 8-ball. He just shakes it and says, okay, I've said this. Oh, I'm going to say this now.
Yeah, it's like,
It's perfect.
What haven't I said this today? And it's like, oh, hang on.
It's like a random like spin wheel and whatever it lands
Except
on.
it's the same 2 things. It's let me talk about Deshaun Watson and let me talk about Stefanski. That's all he can say. And then it's just Stefanski's play calling sucks. Okay, can you elaborate? Yeah, I don't like it when he goes for 4th down and we don't get it. Like that's the thing he's mad about. You're mad when a play doesn't work. No shit. Do you think the coach is like,
hey, I don't think they're very happy on the sideline.
yeah, I don't think Stefanski's like in the huddle, like, hey guys, I want you to run a play right here that's only going to get 2 yards when we need 3. And then I want you to come back to the sideline happy about it.
Yeah.
Or like when Baker was throwing interceptions, they would blame Stefanski. He didn't throw the fucking ball, you idiots. But that's Browns fans for you.
Okay.
And then Bo, I basically, he was trying to, tell me about how great Mason Rudolph was. And I was like, hey, you don't have to convince me, bro. I hope you guys give him a fucking lifetime contract this offseason.
Lifetime starter.
Literally do not have to sell me on Mason Rudolph.
Tomlin came out and said that said Pickett's the right now #1 quarterback with competition.
With competition, which should be Mason Rudolph. Bring it back. Bring it all back. Mitch Trubisky, #3 again. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett battle for the starting job.
They
I love
should
it.
be making a potential trade in the offseason, or at least attempting to trade for somebody. I'd be throwing money at Baker. Go throw money at Baker.
They are linked
Baker would be
to
competitive.
a couple guys that I don't think they would do the trade for. The one name I've heard is Russell Wilson. He has a good relationship with Mike Tomlin. Russell Wilson at times last year looked like his old self, and then he kind of looked like the old version of himself. He's obviously a goner in Denver, so he'll either be released or they'll trade him for peanuts and probably pay a portion of his roster of his salary. So Steelers could look into somebody like him. Or another rumor was Justin Fields. He's from Pennsylvania. He's probably going to be let go by the Bears. They'll trade him. They're not going to release him. They're not stupid. I don't think the Steelers will pay that price, though. He's going to probably cost you a couple of first-round picks. Yeah, I don't think the Steelers would pay that price. Another name I've seen was Baker Mayfield, but I don't think he would play for the Steelers. I just how many shitty white quarterbacks can you have on one team? Really? You need another one?
Whoa, we don't see color here, man. We don't see color.
I do in Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh apparently doesn't like black quarterbacks because their room is
not true.
White.
They had Cordell Stewart.
Okay, that was 30 years ago with a different regime. That was with
they had Michael Vick.
They got rid of him quick.
They've had who's the guy we had?
I'm surprised they didn't keep him longer because
who's Propecia dude? What's his name?
Oh, Josh Dobbs.
We had Dobbs
because they didn't know he was black. They drafted him. They're like,
I see. Okay, you're right.
Like, he's just got a good tan. And then he showed up to the field, and they're like, caught him tomorrow.
Josh Dobbs does not sound like a black name.
No, not at all. They're like,
they had Bradshaw. He's
Josh
pretty
Dobbs.
black.
He's majoring in rocket science. Draft this cracker, and then he shows up, and they're like, what the fuck?
They looked at his school fucking shit.
He walked in, and they're like,
no, they had Haskins. They had Haskins.
Yeah, and then they put a hit on him.
Oh,
because they were like, this isn't working out.
Why were you walking across the street, man? Just
because he was high on drugs.
How do you not see a dump truck coming? Just curious.
He was high on drugs that the Steelers forced into his body.
You think he was playing like
Conspiracy
GTA?
Carl is back in effect.
The
Steelers killed Dwayne Haskins.
I want to hug the dump truck. Boom. That didn't work out so well.
That's so fucked up.
Mike Tomlin hates the Rooney Rule so much. He's like, I only want white QBs, and he fucking killed the black guy.
And as a head coach that's African American, they don't like quarterbacks. that are
He's
the
an
same
Uncle
color.
Tom, and everybody knows it. Nobody respects Mike Tomlin.
Come on, Tim, jump on board here somewhere.
I can't. Someone's Black History Month.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting it all out now.
Couple
I'm
days.
getting it all out
couple
now.
days.
Shit, is it next week? Will be Black History Month.
Yeah, next not our next show. No, we don't record. It's 31st. We got one more episode
Oh.
in.
Phew. Just kidding. Yeah, and then the Bills and Chiefs had a fucking epic game that I feel bad for Tyler Bass because a lot of people are blaming him for the loss.
Threats.
I saw that, but the good portion of the Bills fans have donated like $100,000 or something,
Chiefs
maybe
fans
more,
too, yeah.
yeah, and Chiefs fans to his charity that he represents because he missed the kick.
Yeah.
And the funny thing that Bills fans
Had to go right. It had to go right though.
even still, had he made the kick,
Oh, we know.
you're
Yeah.
giving Patrick Mahomes the ball with 2 timeouts with about a minute 50 to go in
Yeah.
the game. You really think in a tie game, mind you, that wasn't going to win the game. That was going to tie it.
And that drive, you would have been against Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the clock, timeouts,
Who
and
had
the
already
refs.
had 2 touchdowns at that
And-
point.
and
Travis
the
Kelce
refs.
was dominating. And yeah, the Chiefs were winning that game. Let's just be fucking honest, Bills fans. Whether he makes the
And the
kick or
rest is
not,
crazy.
you were losing that game.
And
There's
let's-
just no way
Let's be
around
honest, the highlight of that game was not on the field. It was Jason fucking Kelce.
it. Jason Kelce is
that
the man.
dude. Fucking, I'm voting for him for president, man. That dude fucking up there shirtless, down in beers. I honestly thought he stuck that landing. You saw when he jumped out of the box.
He's badass.
He's a little slippery. I'm like, he's gonna fucking slip. No,
Yeah, I mean,
you saw his ass jump back up into that thing.
he's a professional athlete.
There's no fucking way I could do that. I'd be like trying to like climb over, like rolling a leg over, trying to.
Yeah,
roll my ass
Adam
up.
took the Bills. I took the Chiefs. That was just smart. I don't go against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. And spoiler alert, I don't today either.
Ooh.
So that was the week that was with the playoffs. Obviously, the Ravens and the Chiefs are meeting in the AFC Championship. We'll talk about that later. And the Lions and the Niners will battle to see who's representing the NFC. We talk about
Tim,
that
can you
as well.
scroll down in the comment section a little bit?
Yeah, we went up a little bit.
Por favor.
Cavaliers. Let's talk about it. I'm wearing the new. Let's close this. I'm wearing the new Dead Threads Cavaliers
Look at
shirt.
that. It's Three
fucking
Musketeers.
sweet. I love it. Dead Threads makes awesome shirts. I love the shirt.
D'Artagnan.
It showed up the other day, and I've been looking at it, just waiting to wear it tonight. I was really excited, and it works out because we are on an 8-game win streak. They are.
I have a theory.
I know what it's going to be. Without Garland and without Mobley,
Need to trade one of those
they're a little bit
assholes.
better.
Need to trade one of those assholes.
We'll see how that works. They had a pretty favorable schedule too. Let's be honest.
Why? Well, I
That's
get
a-
it.
That's tough. Who would you get rid of out of those? two
Garland.
guys?
Easily. Garland.
Depending on what you can get for him. Yeah,
Actually,
Garland.
take that back. I would probably make sure that we're not losing Mitchell to free agency and then trade Garland if you're not.
Yeah, you almost basically need to get him to sign a contract first, and then you can make your trades. Like, hey, I know you and Garland don't really play that well together. How's about it's just you, but you ink this contract right now?
Have you seen though? I was watching. Someone pointed. I think it was on Twitter. So account pointed it out, and I went back. I was watching just some like highlights of the last 2 or 3 games. Have you noticed the kind of the offense the Cavs have been running the last like 8 or 9 games?
Yeah, break it down though. I haven't seen this video.
It's not just. I've been watching highlights, but somebody pointed out and said
How
they've-
they've just been shooting threes like
no,
fucking
they've
crazy.
been kind of running like a weird version of the triangle offense where everything
Yeah.
flows through Allen, right?
Yeah.
So everything's flowing through Allen where he's the centerpiece. He's up high, then moves low, and the ball just moves, which is the triangle offense, right? And they've been successful with the ball, a lot of ball movement, shooters getting open, shooters shoot, shooters make it, right? And they say with Garland, this is where the argument comes in. Garland
Yeah.
and Mitchell on the court, that ball tends to not do that anymore. So
Yeah, the ball dies.
so I'm curious though. We can't. And I'm not an NBA analyst by any means. I'm just saying that it's something to the fact that you have ball movement and you're flowing an offense through your center. Which I mean, Allen's had some pretty good games the last 8 games too.
Sure.
It's working, right? And I see your point. They played a weak schedule, kind of a weaker schedule, but is there some truth to it? I mean, do both those guys who are ball heavy, ball dominant players? Do we need to move someone off? Or do we need
The
maybe make
only-
someone a 6th man to come off the bench?
The only reason I'm not going to look too far into it and
Yeah.
say anything crazy like that, not that it's crazy, but they basically have the exact same record right now as they did last year.
Sure.
So it's not like they're like, oh, they're so much better without him. They're literally the exact same as they were last year.
Sure, but
It's just because this year they started off struggling a little bit. So
But-
that's the only difference.
What happened in the playoffs though? The ball did not move.
No, and we also just we were soft. I mean, that was Allen and Mobley couldn't get rebounds over Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. We just got bodied by them. The Knicks are a big team. They had at the time Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson. Those are big dudes. Those are 2 7-footers. And then you've got Julius Randle, who's like 6'8" and gets a shitload of rebounds too. Jalen Brunson was hot for that series, so that we just met him at a bad time.
That dude.
I know I hate him now though because they eliminated us from the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready to make drastic changes for the Cavaliers. I think they could fit. Darius Garland is a great shooter, so I think throwing him back into the mix isn't going to be that difficult. It is just an issue of splitting minutes.
Is Mitchell staying with the Cavs, or is he going to opt to not sign a contract?
That's tough. I don't know. I don't have a feel for it.
If he's not going to commit to us, do we trade him?
Yeah, my only issue is that
Because we got one more year with him, right?
yeah, I don't want him to go to the Knicks. The Knicks are completely loading up to go after a big time player in the offseason.
Yeah.
Everyone's claiming it's going to be Donovan Mitchell because he's from New York. So I don't want that to happen. Of all the teams,
That's fine, but you could get a shit toad. You could get a
that's what we would have after that. We would have a shit toad. We wouldn't win any games.
We could get a shit ton for Mitchell.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just worried that we trade him away. Like,
He goes and wins
Donovan
somewhere
Mitchell,
else.
not even that. It's
No.
just Donovan Mitchell is one of the best players in the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
he's not like Darius Garland's really good, but I wouldn't consider him like one of the best. Donovan Mitchell is truly one of the best players in the league, and he's on my team. He's arguably one of the top 5 Cavaliers of all time, and in his short span here, just talent-wise,
sure.
of how good he is. And we're just like, hey, we had him for a few years. It was fun. Let's get rid of him.
So what do we do to convince him to sign with us? And I mean, is there anything we can do? I mean, he's been on back-to-back seasons where we're top 5, top 4 in the East. We're gonna go to I'd hope, knock on wood,
Yeah.
go into the playoffs. What else can we do to convince him to stay with us? I
mean, you kind of have to treat him like LeBron, almost of like, all right, what do you like? It's also just comes down to Kobe Altman. You got to put the best team around him. So you have to use the money and the cap smart, wisely. You have to get him what he kind of wants. Like if there's a certain player where he's like, hey, I want this guy in the team, and you go, okay, I think that would be a good fit. You go after him.
Yeah.
So it's really just about making him happy, which I think they're doing a good job. He seems like he's a genuinely happy guy with Cleveland. Seems nice. I've heard nothing wrong.
He wore that Louisville jersey to the Browns game.
Because he went to Louisville.
I'm just talking shit.
I know. And there were a lot of fans that didn't understand that. They're like, this fucking guy, he wants out of Cleveland so bad. Like,
likes Lamar Jackson.
what team is he going to go play for in fucking Louisville or Cincinnati? Like, do you guys realize there's no basketball teams down there?
He's getting traded to Baltimore, the Baltimore Oriole basketball team.
These fans are so fucking dumb. They'll just try to. The Cleveland fans, as I've mentioned, are just desperate to be negative, and they'll find anything
We
they
don't
can
like,
talk
dude,
shit
we don't
about.
like happiness. Just let it go. We don't like happiness.
They really don't. Cleveland
what
fans.
today was outside is how our moods are all the time. Just
Gloomy.
wet, gloomy, and we don't know if
Extra
it's
wet.
cold or extra wet. If it's hot or cold, it varies.
Speaking of making moves, though, the Milwaukee Bucks, fired. What was his name? Adrian Griffin, I think his name was their ex-head coach.
We jumping over Tristan.
Oh, I forgot about Tristan. Completely forgot about that guy. Tristan Thompson suspended for taking
Just a quick tidbit.
substances. Completely forgot about that. Honestly, that we had that written down.
Thank you, Kyle.
He, no,
Tim was panicking over there. He's like, "Shit, we got to jump
I
this
forgot.
picture."
That was my bad. I completely forgot about this
I
one.
was ready, but
I forgot. My bad. No,
when,
Tristan,
when I see Tim over there doing this, fuck, God damn it, fucking Christ, Tim was fucking up.
my bad. Okay. Tristan Thompson was suspended for failing a substance abuse test in the NBA. 25 games.
Taking an enhancer, a muscle rebuilder, whatever you want to call it, a build back
He
muscle
was
quicker.
taking Stacker 2.
Yes, basically
burn
from-
fat, build muscle.
from the local
Oh.
marathon station.
He
at
bought
the
it from
corner.
GNC,
Yeah.
and he tested positive for Rhino Dick pills. He was taking anything you can
That
buy.
dude doesn't need Rhino dick pills, man. He's out there fucking procreating anyways.
That's why he needs it. His dick is tired as fuck. So he's like, not today. And he's popping those gas station pills. And he failed a drug test, and he is out for 25 games.
March
I
16th.
definitely thought it was something else. You know, with them dealing with the
25 to life.
He's probably taking like anxiety meds dealing with the Kardashians.
You're right.
That's legal
I know.
in the NBA. They'd let him. But yeah, no, he's gone for 25 games, and
That sucks though because
that's a big loss.
with
He was
Mobley
a-
gone,
yeah, he was a key minutes eater.
big veteran presence too.
Yeah, now he's just a junkie.
And I'm getting old when the fact that now he's a veteran. That's how long it's fucking. I remember when he was a rookie.
He's been a veteran for like 5 years.
I remember when he was a rookie, though. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
how
mean,
long
he was
ago
out of
it
the NBA for like a year. He was a grizzled vet. No, it sucks. He's out for 25 games. We really needed it.
Mobley back?
Don't know. I don't even know if there's a timetable on either one. The one thing, though, is they did sign Pete Nance to the active roster, so he might get some playing time. They could bring up his Evan Mobley's brother, Isaiah Mobley, to fill in.
Firehead.
Not that I'm excited for either of those two, but it's just there's some big men we could put out on the floor.
Put him into a rotation. Yeah.
Also, Imani Bates. Did you see that? He jumped into the crowd and got into a fight, I guess, or like a confrontation after a G League game a few weeks ago. So he's been suspended.
Oh,
quietly.
we're doing the Pacers Detroit.
I didn't even know about this. All of a sudden, I see Imani Bates suspended, and I go, "Why?" And it says for entering crowd.
Was it at home?
No, they were in. Somebody probably said something racist. I think the Charge were playing in like Alabama, and it says Imani Bates entered the crowd. That's kind of my first thought.
I was like, it can't be in Cleveland because there's nobody that goes watch those games that much.
There's a good crowd there. I've been to a few. I have a good time at Charge games.
You jump into the crowd, you jump one row, you're in. There's nobody there.
Yeah, you jump into the crowd. Somebody hands you a plate of nachos. You just hang out and watch the game.
I don't know if you want to jump in the crowd in Cleveland. I don't know.
Yeah. Of all the places, Alabama though, with a bunch of racists, I wouldn't jump in the crowd there either.
Yeah, that's true.
But Imani Bates,
I did not know that. I did not hear about that.
Yeah, it was very quiet. So today they put on the Charge Twitter, they're like, they do who's inactive for the game, and the one says Bates, parentheses, suspended. And it's like, they're really keeping this quiet. They're trying not to tell anybody. So now we'll get back on track. My apologies, Tim, again. Now
back in the flow of things.
The Buccaneers fired, or the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm sorry, fired Adrian Griffin, I think his name was, whatever the fuck. He was only there for like 40 something games.
Peter Griffin. Yeah.
They shit canned him. He's back to working at Pawtucket Brewery. And
what's interesting about this is that he had to have been a pick of Giannis's though. Like, they went to Giannis and said, "Hey, you're going to sign this huge deal. Who do you want as your next coach?"
He gets to make the call.
Right. Yeah. So this was partial his call.
They should have never fired Budenholzer. That was a weird move. It's strange that you win a championship and then like 2 years later you get fired, even though you still made the playoffs.
Him and Giannis were bumping heads. Him and Giannis were bumping heads, right? I'm just going with the dynamics of this whole thing. And then he says, "Okay, I don't want him there anymore." So he's gone. You sign a new long-term contract. Who do you want as your next head coach? I want this guy. And he doesn't even last half a season.
Yeah, no, he, for whatever reason, I'm guessing there's got to just be people weren't connecting with the players. You could still win games, even though if you don't respect your coach or like you guys don't get along. I mean, that happens clearly. I feel like that was probably the case in Milwaukee. And then you got a guy like Doc Rivers who's available. He's had some time to clear his head.
He's like the break glass
coach.
He's like the
players
break glass for emergency coach. When you're in trouble, just break the glass. Here comes Doc Rivers.
But if the Bucks fired the head coach because they want playoff success, you hire Doc Rivers of all people.
What's Ty Lue doing right now?
He's doing pretty goddamn good in with the Clippers.
Yeah, they're on a fucking winning streak right now.
They're a pretty damn good team right now. As soon as they made that final trade for they got James Harden down there, and they're pretty fucking good.
James Harden last 10 games, 19 and a half points, 9 assists he's averaging. So.
Yeah, he's a little rejuvenated, and that's LeBron said that after one of the games after they first got Harden. I think the Clippers lost like 3 in a row or something like that. Then they went on this fucking long win streak, and LeBron's like, "How long was Harden there?" And they were like, "Oh, he's been there for 8 games or whatever." And they're on this win streak, and he goes, "That's Ty Lue." So it takes Ty Lue about 3 to 4 games. He figures shit out, and it's over.
Yeah,
and goddamn was he right. So yeah, Doc Rivers back in the NBA as a head coach and taking over for the Milwaukee Bucks, who happen to be in Cleveland right now. I'm sorry, we're in Milwaukee, but either way, the Cavs are playing them.
Does he bring a defense with him? Because they desperately need one.
No, you don't teach Dame Lillard defense in the middle of the season.
His offense is his defense.
Exactly. He's like, "Hey, I'll
score more points.
I'll score 40 and I'll give up 30. How's that? That's a wash.
Yeah.
It'll be all right."
Yeah. Just have one more point than the other team at the end of the game, I guess.
That's all you need. All right. With that being said, we are going to get into our playoff picks because we're doing a quicker show. So we're moving on.
It's also a very small pick choice, too.
It is, yeah. Not a whole lot to go over here. We'll start in the NFC because actually we'll do.
That's what she said.
I know, right?
Yeah, that was too easy.
Keep trying.
Well, for those of you at home that have
Tim has performance anxiety right now.
Tim can't get it bigger when the camera's on. And
I'm always big when the camera's
that
on.
Fucking body cam idea then.
The Chiefs go to Baltimore for the AFC Championship. Lamar has finally made it to an AFC Championship, and I hope to fuck that they lose. I hate the Ravens with a fiery passion.
I mean, if a bomb took the stadium out this weekend, I wouldn't care either way.
I also it's
Based off the colors.
I know they're
We don't see color here, Tim.
they're essentially telling you, hey, we want the Ravens and the Niners to play. But I am actively rooting for the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I like Travis Kelce a lot. I obviously hate the Ravens. I hate Tom Brady. So the more championships Patrick Mahomes can win,
Oh, okay. All
the
right.
better for me,
Like,
because
how
I
did
just
Tom Brady get brought
I
into
don't
this?
respect Tom Brady as the quote unquote GOAT. When people say that, that's your prerogative.
I'm
I
just
don't
impressed
consider
that
him.
Lamar Jackson won a playoff game. Let's just start there.
7 rings.
Mahomes is coming. He's working on 3 this year.
Yeah.
He's coming for it.
And he's young too. He's still young.
He's literally never missed the AFC Championship. I saw that stat. Since the minute Patrick Mahomes has been playing in the NFL, he has never not been in the AFC
that
Championship.
hurts. It should have been the Browns 2 years ago.
And Mahomes said nope, or the refs, whoever you want to
No.
call it.
Absolutely. The ref said, nope, helmet to helmet. We don't see that.
So, yeah, that was a shitty call, but I don't live in the past. I've moved on, and I can't hold that against the Chiefs. The refs did that. It's not the Chiefs' fault.
Yeah.
They made the play. It's up to the refs to make the call. So I don't hold that against the team. But
So you're taking the Chiefs here, huh?
I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Got it. Okay. Fair.
The Chiefs defense this year is one of the better ones Mahomes has ever played with. The offense came to life against the Bills. I think they can do that against Baltimore. I saw what I mean, obviously it's been a long time, but I saw what Deshaun Watson was able to do against that defense, and everyone out there likes to say Deshaun Watson's washed and sucks and this and that. You've got Patrick Mahomes now, who's relatively healthiest he's been in the playoffs in years. And I don't bet against the Chiefs. I also think the NFL realizes, I'm not saying they're going to cheat, but I think the NFL realizes how much money is at stake. You have Taylor Swift in a box rooting for Travis Kelce.
That's my argument. Is there's another side of that equation too. Who else you want in that box in that game?
What does the NFL want? They want views. How do you get girls that weren't going to be watching the Super Bowl to watch this game? You make sure
Jason Kelce.
Taylor Swift and Jason Kelce are making out in a box. That's what you want. What did Jason say? I'm sorry.
Chiefs are the most dominant team in the league in the last 5 years.
100%. That's why. And for me, I've seen teams that can shut down Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. I know he didn't do it against the Texans, but the Texans are a young team, rookie head coach. Andy Reid is a fucking seasoned vet. Their defensive coordinator is Steve Spagnuolo, a seasoned vet, Super Bowl champion coach. These guys know how to make a game plan.
Let's hope.
Fingers are crossed.
Hold on to the ball. No more stupid turnovers, Hardman. By the way.
Yeah. Hold on to the football. Be aggressive. And I think they're going to put
what's the weather in Baltimore this weekend? Do we know?
I honestly don't know. I didn't look that
Probably
far
a little
ahead.
warmer than they had in Baltimore, I'd assume.
Might be a little
Or
bit.
Buffalo, I mean.
Might be close. Honestly, they're not that far away.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs too. I don't bet against the shirtless Jason Kelce, which I hope we see again.
Oh, he'll be there.
I hope we see beer chugging. Do you see how small that beer was in his hand?
Big old paws. He's got big old paws.
But what's up, Robert? But yeah, give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs do win this one.
Robert, there he is.
I think you see Patrick Mahomes back to the Super Bowl, and that theory of the picture of the Super Bowl out the window.
I hope so. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to kind of take note from what the Browns do. The Browns like to basically we drafted Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah to help against Lamar Jackson. He is a fast linebacker that can spy. I think they'll do the same thing with Nick Bolton. He is a fast linebacker that can spy on Lamar Jackson and prevent him from taking off. And if you can contain Lamar Jackson, if you can don't let the guys get open and scramble around, who's better at the scramble drill than the Chiefs?
Right.
So their defensive players are kind of familiar with what the Ravens are going to be doing. Knock on wood, that means something. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yep.
I don't like that big huff. I don't like that big huff one bit.
Buck Tim 2, you're up, buddy.
Because I feel like
Bucketim or whatever she called him.
Team.
these theories can't be too far off. But
The picture or the Taylor Swift?
the
color of the logo.
color of the logo.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked, isn't it?
Eh,
And if you go back like the last 3 Super Bowls, it's the same.
Did you see the color of the logo for next year?
No.
They already have theories out for it.
What color is it?
It's green and red. Green and purple.
well, we can't go off of that
It
because
can't be real because there's no orange or brown in it.
right.
That must not be real.
I gotta stick with Mahomes. I can't.
I can't bet against him, dude.
I don't see him beat them. I don't.
To be a good game. But yeah, I think the Chiefs take this one.
And what should also be a pretty damn good game.
Yes.
The Detroit Lions are in the AFC Championship for the first time in like 75 years or something like that. They're taking on the San Francisco 49ers. So
Oh, go ahead.
most assumed were the best team in football up until they faced the Ravens a few weeks ago.
Give me the underdog story here, and I want Taylor Swift walking to center to the 50-yard line to throw and flip the coin, and next to her, across the field from her, is Eminem. Boom! 2 icons of the music industry face to face in the Super Bowl. I want the underdog story. I mean, come on.
I want Eminem to write a diss track about Taylor Swift.
As a Browns fan who obviously we're underdogs, obviously always get shit on. The Lions have gotten shit on a lot. They went 0-16, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
No, it was longer than that. It was before us.
Oh, was it before us?
Yeah.
What a way to come back to it. I think the Lions are going to catch the 49ers. I mean, their defense is good. The Lions defense is good. Purdy played like shit last week. I think maybe that's the recipe to potentially beat the 49ers. Goff has been on fire as long as he doesn't get rushed a little bit, but I think the Lions take this. Give me the Lions.
As much as I want to take the Lions here, my buddy Josh, shout out to Josh, diehard Lions fan. He's from Michigan. This has been a great year for him. They just had a baby. Michigan wins a national championship. Detroit's in the NFC championship. Things are looking great. I think that luck runs out. I think Kyle Shanahan's just a smarter coach than Dan Campbell. They're at home. Detroit was at home last weekend. They let Baker Mayfield throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on him. Had it not been for Baker's own fuck-ups, there's a chance they lose that game. I didn't understand personally. I know analytics say otherwise, but whatever. I did not understand why the Bucs went for 2 when they were down 14.
Yeah, that was funny.
Still didn't make sense to me. I don't understand.
Also, why didn't they call timeout when they had 34 seconds left and the Lions basically they could have forced them to kick it again and go for at least get one more opportunity at it.
Yeah, I think they just conceded at that point. He was like, I don't want Baker to throw another interception, so we're just going to call it a day. A lot of questionable decisions by the Buccaneers. So with that being said, I feel like I don't want to say Detroit got lucky last week, but I feel like Detroit's played as well as they could. They barely beat the Rams in the first round of the playoffs, who was a very good team. I picked the Rams to win. Last week, I picked the Lions to win. I thought they would win by more. They kind of made it a closer game against the Lions. So it's kind of like the Lions just can't put their foot on another team's throat. And I think Brock Purdy's going to have no problem throwing against them.
Ooh.
I don't know if Deebo Samuel's going to be okay. They also haven't faced a running back like Christian McCaffrey, who is just a touchdown machine. I got to go with the Niners. It's going to be, give me a Niners-Chiefs Super Bowl rematch from a few years ago, and the Chiefs are fucking winning it again. Spoiler alert, everybody.
I don't know if I'm going that far.
I'm just saying it now because I'm probably going to be wrong with both my picks, and it's going to be the fucking Ravens and Lions in the Super Bowl. So I just had to say it now.
That would be a boring Super Bowl. Well, it probably wouldn't be boring, but still.
Definitely still, I've been rocking with them all year. I think it's going to be Purdy.
I like it. For the record, for those of you keeping score at home for the picks here on Talking About Balls, I am 6-4. Kyle's 3-7. Timbuktu is in the lead at 7-3.
Hey, Tim.
And he and I just made the same picks, so we're gonna be the same next week as well. So the Super Bowl is gonna come down to me and Tim for at least the tie.
Hope you guys touch dicks.
That's the prize if we tie. That's how did you know?
I'm a playoff guy.
Tim knows when to show up. Yeah, so that's our picks for this week. And again, we're doing a quicker show, so we have reached that point where everybody loves. Speaking of touching dicks, it is time for just the tip.
It's a good segue.
Like that.
And I hope somebody touches your dick on Valentine's Day. And
I'm going to be 2 days away from a
You're not
baby.
gonna-
I'm not getting any
Tim,
action.
Tim, you won't remember it anyways. You block it out. So
that's right. But I will remember this night because it is Thursday Takeover at the Funny Bone. Even though it's on Wednesday, which is Valentine's Day. I'm excited for the show. I think this show is going to be a great time. It's Valentine's Day. So, you know, as Andre 3000 would say, I got you giggling like a piglet. Oh, that's the ticket. We're going to have you laughing into some pussy.
Get there.
You can get your tickets on cleveland.funnybone.com, I believe it is. And there's $20 a ticket. But it's going to be a great time. You get 6 comedians. It's going to be me, Civvy 216. It's going to be Spike Lee. It's going to be LOL Brielle. It's going to be Tyrone Gaines, headline by Sean Showtime. And I remember that all off the top of my head.
That's pretty fucking impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was very impressive.
Rob Ward is putting on, so shout out to Rob, which he just gave me a big opportunity, which I'm glad for. Not just this opportunity, but another one. I don't know if I can speak on it yet, but I think it's awesome, and I'm excited.
Fuck yeah, go check out Tim. What better to get your lady in the mood than to go see some comedy?
I'm just saying. Best
And
time.
it's kind of like a strip club because you're gonna get to see some titties. I'm guessing.
You probably will get to see some titties. Yeah, you're gonna get some.
It's the
titties.
best of both worlds.
You're gonna see some titties for sure.
You're gonna see some titties. Boobies. My tip of the week is a movie. It's on Netflix currently. It's called Dumb Money. Those of us who remember during the pandemic where GameStop was all about pretty much dead, right? Dead on arrival. And all of a sudden the stock for GameStop started blowing up. Keith Gill, a guy who basically started sinking his entire life savings into this stock, started posting about it. He was on YouTube, started making random posts, and started blowing up and getting more traction. As it got more traction, more and more people who are not the Wall Street type of people who probably were using the Robinhood app to invest in stocks, started following and started throwing money on GameStop. All of a sudden, what happens to GameStop stock? It goes from, I think, $2 and whatever cents a share up to $319 a share. That's huge. And then suddenly people from Wall Street started noticing and started fighting back, basically. Lots of money was won, a lot of money was lost. But it's a good movie. So, I mean, everybody remembers this only took place like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. I think it portrayed it pretty well. I mean, it's hard to get the facts wrong of what took place. But the actors that get to play it, I mean, your favorite actor, Pete Davidson's in the movie as this guy's brother.
All right, well, I'll just live through Kyle's recommendation and description of it because I won't watch it.
You hate Pete Davidson?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't enjoy him. I personally don't find him like that entertaining.
But it's worth it's worth a watch. It's on Netflix right now. It came out last year, I think, to theaters, but it's a good movie. I think it's an hour and 45 minutes long.
Did it go to theaters?
Yeah, for a very short period of time.
I honestly thought it was a Netflix original. So
No,
okay,
very short
shows what
period
I
of time.
know.
Came out last year and then quickly out of theaters into Netflix this year. So
Interesting.
give it a shot.
Will do. I wanted to watch it almost last night, but I ended up going. Oh, that was another one. I watched a movie last night called The Package on Netflix.
Hey.
It's about these kids. It's literally about that.
Okay.
It's about these kids that go camping and
Whoa.
they're getting all fucked up. The one kid gets a fake ID. They're obviously underage. They're drinking in the woods with some friends, some girls and stuff. And the one kid's taking a piss. He's all drunk. He's playing with his pocket knife, and the kids come by to scare him. And as he's spinning his butterfly knife around, he cuts his dick off. So
what kind of movies do you watch?
it's a comedy. It's a comedy.
Okay.
So he cuts his dick off, and
what's the package?
they come and airlift him, and his dick is in a cooler with ice, and his friend gives the cooler to the paramedic, and they fly away, and then the kid opens up the cooler and realizes he gave him the cooler with a couple beers in it, not the dick. So these kids are stranded deep in the woods. All their phones are like dead and lost. They can't call back to get help anymore. So they have to venture out of the woods with a cooler with the dick in it and keep it cold and get it to their friend within 12 hours, or else he loses his dick forever. And it was produced by Blake Anderson and Adam Devine from Workaholics, two guys that I'm a big fan of. So I was like, all right, I want to see this movie. It's on Netflix. Started off really funny. A lot of really funny jokes. One kid's a ginger, so the girl calls him cheddar pubes, and I fucking found that hysterical for some reason.
Pubes?
Yeah, because he was a ginger.
Some cheddar pubes.
So they're just like some of the jokes they made in the movie were really funny, and then it just kind of hit a point where it got outrageous, and you could tell like the writers ran out of shit to do, and it just kind of failed after that. But the first half was pretty funny. I enjoyed the movie. Then it failed, and that's what upset me about it.
Do you just find these random movies that have the weirdest storylines? Go, that looks like a fun one to watch.
No, a lot of it is I listen to like podcasts and shit, and like I listened to the guys from Workaholics, and they had talked about the movie before. They're like, "Oh yeah, remember that movie we did on Netflix, The Package?" And I was like, "I've never heard of it." So I looked it up, and I'm like, "Let me check it out."
Remember that movie where the guy gets his dick cut off? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it was actually a good premise, and then it just got a little outrageous. And then I watched Ted. Ted was good.
I like Ted,
but it was another one that after a while I'm like, I didn't need 7 episodes at 45 minutes of this.
Yeah, they could have done it to 30-minute episodes, but I love the comedy in the series.
Yeah, I do too. A lot of it's I like.
I've seen the clip where he said, "I'm Jesus." That shit's
Yeah,
funny.
I saw you posted it on Instagram.
Jesus spreads his love to love. He's like, hello. I
Yeah.
love you.
That's perfect writing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, they did a really good job. The writing on it's fantastic. It's funny as fuck, but it's just the episodes drag on a little bit, and like some of the jokes, it's kind of like, all right, they didn't really need to do that, and like
To me, I don't know if you got this vibe. To me, it's like a live action Family Guy,
100%.
live action dirtier Family Guy.
All those people work on different Seth MacFarlane projects.
Yeah,
like the dad is the voice of Steve from American Dad.
I think we're getting spammed there.
Yeah,
too,
hello,
right?
Sergio.
Sergio Garcia.
But I mean, it was fine. It was just some of the episodes are a little long. Like the one episode where the dad gets the truck to talk. It's like that's really the writing they came up with is another talking toy for the show. Like, come on. But it was good. I didn't think the episodes needed to be 45 minutes each. That was a little too much. That's just my 2 cents on that. However,
He had his trusty pencil out with his notepad again, Tim.
speaking of really bad movies,
Oh.
my tip this week, I have a twofer because you have to watch them both in this chronological order. First one is the movie The Room. You may have heard of it with Tommy Wiseau. So Tommy Wiseau is a guy you've probably never heard of, but he is a very interesting man. No one knows anything about him. He tells everybody he's from New Orleans, but he clearly has this weird foreign accent. He's not American. And he had a bunch of money. God knows where he got it from. Decided he wanted to make a movie. So he wrote, directed, and starred in his own movie called The Room. This is a real movie that you can watch. And I'm warning you in advance, one of the worst things you'll ever see. But because this guy, Tommy, wanted to make it, he straight up refused to let anybody do any changes to the script. They had to do everything he said. There's a scene in there where they're tossing around a football, and you can tell Tommy Wiseau has never touched a football in his life. And this movie sucked so fucking bad when it first came out. It was awful. He's a rich dude, so he paid money to put a billboard up for it when it first came out, and nobody saw it. It was a terrible bust. And
So it's a real movie?
yes,
That's a real actor in the top left, isn't it?
I mean, some of these people have been in like a couple things.
Okay.
Maybe none of them went on to have like any type of career. But find this movie, watch it. It has become a cult classic to where they hold screenings where people will show up and Tommy Wiseau will take pictures of people. And like the number one thing people want is to like toss a football with him. Like it is a full cult classic. I went down a rabbit hole on this movie and
I've never heard of it.
most haven't. Watch it though.
It's a Room.
It's
Okay.
life changing. And then when you're done with that, because of the lore behind it, James Franco, back when he wasn't canceled, made a movie where he plays Tommy Wiseau, and it is him making the movie The Room. So his brother Dave Franco plays the main guy in the movie The Room. Everyone in the movie plays somebody from The Disaster Artist plays somebody from The Room. Seth Rogen's in it. It actually has a really, really good cast. If you ever get the chance to watch Disaster Artist,
So they made a movie about making a bad
about
movie.
the making of The Room. Yeah.
Okay,
and
now I'm curious.
It's so fucking perfect. His accent of Tommy Wiseau is great. To show how weird this guy is in the movie, and then you see James Franco portraying this weird dude in his real day-to-day life is fucking amazing.
When did
I
this come
loved
out?
it. The Disaster Artist was probably like 5 years ago, maybe, give or take.
And The Room came out when?
Like early to mid 2000s, if I had to guess.
Okay, so I don't have to watch it then.
So
So I
yes,
have to watch The Room
Watch
first.
The Room first because you have to get an understanding of Tommy Wiseau.
Should I read the backstory in this whole thing before I watch The Room?
Watch the movie,
Okay.
then read up on it, then watch The Disaster
Okay,
Artist. That's the
okay.
order that I did it in.
Okay.
And awesome. Honestly, it's so fun. Like, it's such a bad movie. I told Tara, she hasn't done it yet because I'll watch it again with her. I was like, you have to see these movies. Like, everyone I know needs to see these because it's so fucking fun. That guy is a nutcase.
I'm a huge fan of James Franco and Dave Franco. So yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. One of the things, because all the actors came out afterwards and talked about how like
So why did
horrible
I missed the first part, so I apologize. He wanted to make the movie. Why?
because he was rich. He
And
just had a
wanted to
bunch of
make
money.
movie. Got it.
His dream was to be an actor. He was taking acting classes. He thought he was going to be a star. Like he thought he was like the best actor of all time. He thinks he's like incredible, and he's fucking terrible. And I'm not kidding. There's a scene in the movie where it shows like he was naked, and he made sure the camera like had to zoom in on his ass, and people were like, why do we have to do that? He's like, it's critical to the movie that this scene happens. Like he yelled at people like, we have to do this scene. No ifs, ands, or buts, pun intended.
Butts.
They had to film his ass. And James Franco does that in the movie to show how uncomfortable he made everybody. He refused to do closed sets. So there were scenes where like a girl had no shirt on and there was like a lovemaking scene. He made the lovemaking scene like 5 minutes long, and it's in the movie. the whole 5 minutes. And people said it's the most fucking uncomfortable thing they've ever filmed because he told them, he's like, it has to be this long. The scene has to
Was
be
it
this long.
truly like lovemaking, or was it like the fake love?
Oh, it was fake for sure.
Yeah.
The actress hated Tommy Wiseau. Like, he was a piece of shit. And she was like, why is this scene so fucking long? Like, why do you have to pretend to hump me for 5 minutes in this movie? It's
Gotta
so
make it
fucking funny,
realistic,
dude.
babe.
I'm telling you, check these movies out in that order.
Where
It's
can I watch
so
The
great.
Room at?
I had to find it on an illegal site. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere
You and
unless
your
you want to pay to
Damn
rent
illegal
it.
sites, I tell you. Hold on, let's see here.
Yeah, take a look on IMDb. It'll usually tell you.
It'll tell you the sites.
No, it'll. IMDb will tell you the legal places to watch it if it's available on anything
Oh my
for
God.
streaming.
So I pull up the first thing, the short video it shows me is the weird lovemaking scene.
Dude, it's such a long scene, and there's like multiple, and then there's like the dialogue that he wrote for the grandma that's in the movie. The woman, old woman, she's never acted before. She was kind of like, I've always wanted to be in a movie, so she tried out, won the part, and the fucking script for her was so bad. Like, all of a sudden they just show her, and they're like,
Oh my God, they're showing it.
"So, how are you tonight?" Oh yeah, it plays in theaters. It's a cult classic. People
It's
show up.
playing at Cedar Lee Theater right now in Cleveland Heights.
I forgot the reason
February
behind
3rd.
it, but something people do is they bring plastic spoons. I forgot exactly why. I'll have to rewatch the movie. But after the movie, everyone throws their plastic spoons up in the front of the theater. That's like a thing they do when they watch this movie. It's so fucking awesome. But the grandma, like, there's a scene where she's talking and she's like, you know, you need to get back with your boyfriend. He was really good to you. I just got back from the doctor. I have breast cancer. And like, that's how the dialogue goes, because she's not a paid actor. She's not a like a trained actress. She just wanted to be in this movie. And that's how the fucking script goes. So she just has to talk like that. It's so bad. It's amazing.
It's on Prime Video.
Available to for free or to
Yeah,
rent.
I don't know. And then it's also on Shutter too.
It's on Shudder.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, where to stream The Room? Shutter, Prime Video, iTunes Store.
All right. Well, I might go home and make Tara watch it tonight because it's that fucking great.
I can rent it for $3.59.
I would find it for free if I were you. That's the easiest way to do it. All right. Well, it is 8:30. We have officially hit our 1 hour
I'm
and a
proud
half
of you guys.
mark. We're good. We're professionals, Tim. With that being said, go Kansas City. Anybody else
Yes.
got anything?
No, go Lions.
Fuck the Ravens. That's all pretty much the point I was trying to get
Fuck the
across.
Ravens.
And we will talk to you guys again next Wednesday night. Next week, we will do our normal 2 hours because we are getting towards the crunch time. We only have 2 episodes left until my break and my baby arrive. So we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Absolutely.
That was for you, Cleveland.